This is a proud day in Volusia County, and I'm a part of this history. And I just want you to know that there was one time, not too many years ago, when the African Americans were not allowed to sit at a white lunch counter or go to a beach in the beautiful land of the free. It was the wisdom of Dr. Bethune that led us to this place. So our choice was, if you want to go to the beach, you go to Bethune Beach. That was the choice. Be very clear in that. So that's why I often remind the council members that don't talk to me about freedom in the beach. Because there was a time I could only come to this beach.
My parents were only children, both of them. My dad was Mary McCleod Bethune's only son by birth. But my oldest brother took it very seriously when they said, go forth and multiply. So there are a lot of us. And so the Bethune name will go on for a really, 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 really long time. Family is very important. It was very important to my grandmother. And it was one of the reasons that she gathered people together to form Bethune-Volusia Beach so that we could have, as families, a place to hang out, to relax, to enjoy the ocean without the fear of being told to get back over the bridge. Because in Daytona, we couldn't go to the world's most famous beach. And I'm old enough to remember that. I remember not being able to try on clothes in downtown Daytona Beach stores. So we have come a long way, but don't get it twisted. We got a long way to go. As I look around this audience and I see who raises their hands in charge of everything, I don't see no African American hands in that group. So that means that we've got to do a little bit better. We have to make a conscious effort to be inclusive of everybody, because that's what this beach was about. So if you live here, just know that's what it's anchored in. So being inclusive means you got to step out of your comfort zone sometimes and do a little better and do a little more and make a conscious effort to make sure that everybody is a part of the circle. That's the charge that I keep. I believe that inclusion is how we save the world. We can't save our little piece of dirt and the rest of the world go to hell, because our piece of dirt is attached to that. So we have to make sure that everybody is a part of what makes this a great country. Bethune Beach is that place I grew up running up and down all of this dirt. I learned how to swim right out there in the ocean because my grandmother made it possible for us to come and enjoy the beach. Can you imagine a mind that would say, you can't get in the ocean? What kind of brain comes up with that? Think about it. So today, as we honor my grandmother, we are honored that you thought enough of her to do this, because it is her legacy and her stick-to-itiveness that has brought us thus far by faith.
3 years ago, in the fall of 2014, Sonny Allison came before the Bethune Beach Property Owners Association and said, we should do a memorial to the founder of Bethune Beach. Those words were the beginning of this effort. Over the last 3 years, we have been researching, documenting, looking up, asking, questioning, approaching, inquiring, so that we could make sure that when we stand here today, that we were inclusive of everyone who was involved in this effort. George Ingram, we know, was very instrumental in the work that was done in developing this community. But we wanted to do a founder's memorial. And we determined indeed that the founder of Bethune Beach was indeed Dr. Mary McCleod Bethune.
Bethune-Cookman and Bethune Beach together are stories of faith. Just as Mrs. Mary McCleod Bethune stepped out on faith with $1.50 to start Bethune-Cookman University, she did the same with this beach in 1945. Calling on her wealthier friends, she established a safe haven for African Americans who had been banned from beaches due to segregation. Long before Dr. King had his dream, she dreamed of equality for African Americans, and the founding of this space was a push towards making that a reality. It was the place where she would take her great-grandchildren for an afternoon by the water. It was the place where thousands of African Americans came from states away to experience the beach without harassment, and it was the place where Mrs. Bethune would often go to write and relax.
Good morning, everyone. I'm State Senator Randolph Bracey. Thank you to my colleague, Joyce Cusack, and my mentor for introducing me. It's just an honor and a privilege to be here. My district is in Orange County, but I've been so impacted by the life of Dr. Mary McCleod Bethune that I decided to be here today. My father, who is a dean at the School of Religion at Bethune-Cookman, when I was growing up, would always tell me stories about the life of Dr. Mary McCleod Bethune and how it impacted his life. And so the spirit lives on in me. And I've been working hard to make sure that there's a statue of Dr. Mary McCleod Bethune in Statuary Hall in Washington, D.C. And